We took a weekend off from touring, and so we made our way back home. We heard our house party was brewing. It's Friday, so let's get drunk, yeah.
What an absolute transition on the live stream.
It's the best transition.
Why did I feel like I was coming from a SpongeBob episode or something? It's just like bubbles floating everywhere. But
Under the sea.
Goo Lagoon.
Did you guys have a good summer sabbatical?
We did. It was good. I actually did summer sabbatical. You guys did not.
I did. I did. We'll talk about that in a second, but welcome everybody. After our 2-week hiatus from the Last Call podcast, I'm your host, Aaron Thompson. Alongside me, as always, are my co-hosts, Nick Warner and Sean.
Welcome back.
Welcome back indeed. This is the podcast where Nick, Sean, and I attempt to drink 6 beers in 60 minutes. Each beer does have to be at or above 5% alcohol by volume. So we have been gone for more than, I guess, we anticipated. The first week we were gone was due to severe storms, knocked out power for how many days?
3?
It was from Thursday till Sunday.
So yeah, we were out. The studio was out of power for 3 or 4 days. So unfortunately, we were not able to bring you the Last Call podcast. And then just summer plans happened. I went to Missouri and went to the lake over the 4th of July. And Nick
What
did.
lake's in Missouri?
Well, there's 2. One's technically in Arkansas. Table Rock Lake is on the border of
Table Rock Lake?
Table Rock
Somebody
Lake
did not think that through.
is
that
on
like
the,
Mud Island in Memphis?
I don't know what Mud Island is.
It's a man-made island off of the border of Arkansas and Memphis where they like put like a little town.
I have zero desire to go to a place called Mud Island.
I've been there once and it's just like,
Was it muddy?
it wasn't. So it
you bring your
was
boots?
surprisingly it was actually a nice little island with like, you know, they just had a whole bunch of apartments and like shops and stuff, and then you hop over on a small bridge back to like the mainland, but it's still like it's just all man-made.
No, it is not like Mud Island. It is, it actually might be man-made though, but it is a large, wide open lake that has a lot of resorts and golf and Bass Pro Shops, which is in my hometown of Springfield, Missouri. They own a lot of the lake. Branson, Missouri is on the lake. If you've ever heard of Branson, it's kind of a hick Vegas, if you will. A lot of shows.
Can't say I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, that's kind of, that you go through Branson to get to Silver Dollar City, the Hick amusement
we had
park.
Nash Vegas. Now we have Hick Vegas.
We have Hick Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
That is what I dub Branson, Missouri as Hick Vegas. So, yes, there's a lot of resorts, there's a lot of golf, and so that. However, that's not the lake I went to. I went to Lake of the Ozarks. That's where I went. So if you've ever seen the show Ozark is supposed to be based on Lake of the Ozarks. None of it is actually filmed there. What was that?
Nothing.
Someone didn't have their computer muted.
Nothing. Anyway.
The show Ozark is
man.
based off of Lake of the Ozarks. However, I don't think any of it's actually filmed there, but it is in the Ozarks. So that's where I ended up going. And then immediately after that, went to Nashville. So that was fun. You were supposed to go. You didn't, but Nick did. So we were in Nashville having a grand old time.
Yeah, what did you guys do in Nashville?
Oh, what didn't we do, Nick? What didn't we do?
Didn't save money, that's for sure.
Didn't save
not
money. What do you
save
mean?
money.
What did you spend money on in Nashville?
Dude. All right. I want you to guess this. 2 whiskey Coke doubles. How much would that cost?
So I remember the last time we were there, and this was what 4.5 to 5 years ago. And I remember walking up in a bar to the bartender, and I was like, "Hey, can I get 6 Bud Lights?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And then she gives me the check, $60. And I was like, "I ordered Bud Light, right?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "It says $60." She's like, "Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's $10 a Bud Light." I was like, once again, I ordered Bud Light, right? Like this isn't some weird like high premium bullshit. She's like, "No, it's $60. And I was like, what the fuck? And like the only saving grace to it, she gave me the 6-pack to hold the beer in to walk back to my friends. So, like it was pretty nice, like walking through a crowded ass bar with a 6-pack that, you know, at least I didn't have to worry about someone knocking it over. Like I wasn't trying to do this number or like hold 3 in each hand. But $60 for some goddamn Bud Light? Like, are you kidding me?
So
2 whiskey Cokes, what? $35? $40?
$40.
$40? Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Insane.
I feel like Vegas is just is honestly that's almost on par with Vegas.
It might be more expensive. I mean,
Last time I was in Vegas, I think it was 15 for a whiskey Coke.
you can find some good deals. One of the bars we went to, the Acme, what is it, Acme Feed Co. or something like that. It's at the end of the strip towards the river. $3 Busch Lights.
That's the deal.
That's what I would have been drinking all
$3
night.
Busch-
Unfortunately, not a popular place. So it's just you drinking $3 Bud Lights by yourself.
I don't
I
understand.
don't care. That's fine. You know, it's the mine shaft situation. You just get drunk there and then, ride it out.
Some of my favorite places in Nashville, nobody go to, and I have absolutely no idea why, but we'll get to that in a second. We do have a brew review, and it is my brew review, and I see you both drinking it. And, oh, God.
Fucking terrible, dude.
Because I haven't had a sip of beer yet, and I need to get started. So, this week's brew review is from Terre Haute Brewing Company out of Terre Haute, Indiana. This one is called Wango Tango.
You mean terrible Hote?
It is
Paradise. Come on. Show some,
Paradise.
some respect.
Hey, some of us didn't decide to live there for 4 years.
It is an India Pale Ale. So Wango Tango by Terre Haute Brewing Company, 7.5% alcohol by volume, does meet the standards. All right, I haven't had a sip yet, so you guys go ahead and tell me how bad it is.
I mean, once again, we went. This is back to back.
What are you doing over there?
What did you hear? Did you hear something?
The back.
Somebody
to back,
whisper in your ear?
God damn it!
Loud ringing in my ear. That's what it was.
Oh.
Anyways, what were you saying, Sean?
The back to back IPAs kills me a little bit. Even though it's been a 2-week break, like I said, I'm just not a huge fan of them overall. Like it's just in a very aggressive beer that just kind of it just slaps you in the face every time you drink it. It's not. There's never been like an IPA where I'm like, oh, this is kind of drinkable. I have to just always like, yep, here we are. Like I'm just getting all the hops in one go. So, dude, it's probably like a 5. It's probably like a 5, honestly. I like the artwork and the name, fucking great. But dude, like it tastes similar to the last one we had. They all usually taste the same.
You said that was a 5?
Yeah, it's a 5. I'm sorry, I just can't. These are just not great.
It's been over 3 weeks since we've had the last IPA. I can't believe it's taken you that long to get over the last one.
It's
But
not to get over it. It's just I know what it tastes like. The same fucking shit every time.
Fine. I digress.
They're just IPAs, dude.
Nick?
I, for one, disagree with you.
Yeah, I know you do. It's
Yes.
I think it's a good beer.
It's a 4.
I enjoy it. It's a 2.
It's a 2 for sure. It's shit.
I gave it a 6.9.
Wow, nice.
I thought it was very good. I like the citrusy flavor amongst the hops that our fine gentleman over here cannot does not have the palate for.
I have the palate.
I'm sorry,
for it.
you're
It's just
wrong.
the hops just ruin it.
No respect for your opinion this week.
I don't really care. That's fine.
I do find this.
As someone who consistently brings the better beers on the podcast, I can't help it.
You're up there, but as the person that has the highest score.
Oh, okay. You have one beer that has the highest score. This is a conglomerate.
I actually like this a lot. I can't drink a lot of IPAs, but this one I enjoy. I could probably have a couple of these.
I don't think you could.
I could.
I don't think you could.
I don't have any more, otherwise I'd do it, but I can't.
I don't believe you could.
I could drink
I
could drink probably 2, maybe 3 of these, depending on how. But that's not some of the other beers. We've said we can't drink more than one of these. Like I have one and I want to be done. So the fact that I can drink multiple of these, I am saying that I like it. If you didn't catch that, I might have to give it like a 7.2. I think I like it. Like it is very mellow for an IPA, but it does have good citrus flavor, and I'm very happy with this beer. I will have to say, friend of the show, Brandon, did help me out with this beer. So thank you, Brandon.
See, now I know it's. Can I change mine to like a 2?
Oh, shut up! You brought in.
That's a 2.
You brought in Voodoo Ranger last week because of James. So I don't want to hear it that we can't have a little bit of help here.
That's fine. Like,
so I'm gonna.
You can have help. It's the help you choose. If you choose Brandon, that's like a 2.
Hey, he got me a good beer. I'm sticking with my 7.2.
All right, that gives us a last call podcast score of 6.4.
Still pretty low.
Untapped score of 7.7.
7.7.
7.7. It was a good pick. It was amongst the highest as far as beers goes.
I was above the midline here. All of my other beers were below 5, so I'm
big
okay.
improvements this week. I'm proud of you.
If Sean
going
had
in the right direction.
any sort of culture,
If I had any sort of just liking shitty tasting beers, yeah, I would absolutely rate it higher.
well, I thought it was good. So cheers to me for not fucking it up this week.
Yet.
Yeah, we still got time. So I do want to say something. I'm not diving too deep into this, but I did find it interesting. You mentioned $60 Bud Lights back when you went to Nashville. I went out to the bars last night.
Thirsty Thursday, bud.
No, it was
Thirsty Thursday.
It was just for trivia, and
sure.
Went out, and I had heard that everybody's heard that Bud Light's struggling, people aren't buying Bud Light, and I'd heard that they are selling it for extremely cheap. Like you could get a case of Bud Light for $5. At the bar we were doing trivia at, they come around, ask for your order, and he goes, I told him I wasn't drinking. He goes, well, if you change your mind, we are doing free Bud Light cans tonight. I didn't know that was actually a thing. He came around.
I just feel like you can't do that.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but they did offer free Bud Light. And I will say, I looked around to see if people were taking advantage of it. Did not see much Bud Light out there in the audience. But again, if I had been drinking, maybe I'd take a free Bud Light. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, free beer is free beer.
Somebody had a phrase once, and I heard it, and I thought it was very beautiful. Somebody asked him, "What kind of beer do you drink?" He goes, "I drink 2 types of beer. I drink Bud Light and free." So,
well,
words to live by.
Again, I'm not trying to get into the whole Bud Light stuff. I had not actually experienced what I had seen where people were giving away free Bud Light or whatever until last night.
Maybe
so
it's
I
more
just
of
thought
like
it was
a-
interesting.
Oh, it's free, but throw us $4 or whatever. The can is $4, but the beer's free. Whatever. Because I feel like you can't legally give away free alcohol like that. I think there's like a stipulation of like you just can't do it.
I don't know. I didn't look up the law. I didn't question it. If they're willing to do it, I mean that's their prerogative. I don't think I can get in trouble for taking a free beer from an establishment, but I don't know the law.
I mean, you probably could get in trouble for it, but I don't know.
You could, maybe. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, Nashville is stupid expensive. We did not save much money. We went out Friday night when we got there, went on Broadway, which is, the big main bar strip. And then Saturday, went and had a good brunch. I got a comically large breakfast taco. I mean,
you got a comically large or just a Thompson breakfast?
No, it was comically large for anybody. I mean, this thing was bigger than a football. And it was
I've seen you eat before,
dude. It was
football doesn't seem outside of the
I couldn't do it. But then we did something interesting that I had never done before, and that is we went curling. Like the Winter Olympic sport, curling.
Yeah, you're a little brooming and some.
It's where you lift weights, right?
Yes,
curl.
There is that
12-ounce curls. I do that every weekend.
There is that form of curling, but no, we went ice curling, and that was an adventure. It's more difficult than you think. Like there's some balance involved, and I on TV. It looks like they just kind of and just kind of let it go, and it just goes to the circle. And we had trouble getting it to the other end of the ice. So I don't know if that's
honestly more respect for that sport.
Just weak.
Well, so again on TV you see them. And
I want you to go and try, and I think it would be hilarious to get a video of that.
You think so?
It is a lot more difficult than you would
ice.
think.
Yes. It's literally slippery. Push it.
Yeah,
yes, but
you still actually it's
a balancing.
It weighs 42 pounds.
No, so where I think the issue is that you push it too hard, too many, like you're going way past. You should never have a problem getting it there. It should be like, well, I can't get it to the right level of here.
All I'm saying is I was going with what I saw on TV where they just kind of like let it go and it just goes all the way to the circle.
They push it.
It's all through their momentum in their legs. Yes, I understand they're sliding, but it's all through the momentum in their legs. Who went curling and learned how to curl?
And who did not?
I'm just looking at both of you and not understanding. It's a fucking stone thing.
Yes,
that's not new.
Correct.
And then when they're sliding, you have the body of a fucking human pushing a stone. So if you have 200 pounds pushing a 40-pound stone, you should be able to get it down the fucking iceway.
You could do that all day. It is not hard. I do not think it's hard to get it down to the end.
That's what I'm saying.
But get it to the end and not go out the arena.
No, he said
that's a lot
getting
harder.
it there was the problem.
Yes, because it's a fine line.
You
It's a
don't
very
know. You weren't there.
it's a very fine line.
Thank you, Superman.
Yeah, it is a very fine line between not getting it there at all and putting it out of play.
No, I feel like it's always out of play. It's just not being that much there. Like,
But if it's out of play, you sweep them away. Like there's strategy to the game, right? Like you have to block people, and it's like
if a beer
you ever played
league-
shuffleboard?
if
It's that on ice,
if
so
a
you put it in
men's beer
play.
league curling team can win the gold, I'm not saying it's very hard.
See, I thought the same thing. I thought we were going to fuck around and end up in the Olympics. That didn't happen.
Yeah, so give it like 2 more tries, you might be there. Because once again, a men's beer league just fucking around, they were getting drunk, could figure it out. So I don't think it's that hard.
We're in uncharted territory, but I have to try this. Boo this man.
Horrible take.
Horrible take.
No, once
Big
again,
L.
If a men's beer league can go win gold at the Olympics, it's probably not that hard of a sport. When they're literally
All right.
just getting drunk on a
Videos
Wednesday
of
doing
Sean curling coming soon.
So
You find me a place
will-
in Indianapolis to curl, I will do it.
They have it. The guy was like, "Yeah, we have curling in Indianapolis, so there is one.
Really?
I will
So also
pay
your,
for it."
Your boo
Oh.
didn't play, bud.
Oh,
Sorry.
here's the other thing. It was super. Oh, hold on. Try it again. Did it go? Maybe that one went through. I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever. We're trying new things on the podcast.
Oh, it finally went through. There we are.
There we go. So, yeah, it was just.
Keep that on. Did you leave it on? All right. Cool.
Okay, now it's on.
Thank you.
So, no, I thought.
Oh, it worked. Shut it off.
I just thought it was a very interesting experience. And again, it did take a little bit more effort to actually get it down the ice than to land it in the target, right? I was trying to just kind of guide it there, and it wouldn't go because it's
Maybe
heavy.
your brushers weren't doing a good job.
Oh, brushing also. I worked up a sweat brushing too. Like the whole thing was a lot more intense than what I thought it was actually going to be, but it was still fun. However, could you? I'm going to segue this into our transition here. I wonder how prevalent performance enhancing drugs are in curling. Because
How prevalent they are?
yeah, because again, you're trying to get the stuff down the ice. You got to give it a little bit of oomph. It is more legs than it is arms to get it down the ice.
You didn't see that.
We're not
advertising.
Yeah, we're not doing anything here.
We're a fucking mess right now.
Yeah, take a couple weeks off. We fucking fall apart. Here we are.
So what I want to talk about is the enhanced Olympics. Have you guys heard of the enhanced Olympics that this guy wants to start?
I have heard only what you've told me, and then I saw 2 or 3 TikToks on it.
So
And the claim is he's faster than Usain Bolt. He set all of these records. Don't know what he looks like. Still haven't seen him actually run any of it. So like for me, it just kind of falls from the wayside. There is like at least like show a video of a human doing it. But if you can't even say that, oh, I'm an enhanced human, and I don't know.
So, Australian businessman Aaron D'Souza has announced plans for a competition in 2024 called the Enhanced Games, an Olympic-like endeavor that will not comply with the World Anti-Doping Agency, which means go for it. Shoot yourself up with all the steroids, HGH, and whatever else you want to. Let's see how fast humans can run when they're roided out of their minds.
Yes, it is like a. You can do that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that is perfectly fine. But I think you can't just like the whole like launch or idea of his business was like that one shitty video he sent out. It was like, oh yeah, I can run faster than Usain Bolt, and I'm like, sure, bud. Let me fucking see it. And then you don't see anything. He's like, I can't do it because people will get upset. I'm like, no one's going to give a shit. Like, let's just fucking see it. Like, let me prove to me you can run faster than the fastest guy and I'll believe you. But at the same time, he doesn't do anything. He just says that he can.
So
That's like me saying I'm really good at curling. I've never fucking done it before.
that is very
No
similar.
one believes
That's-
me.
That's very
Why?
good.
Because I don't have any fucking proof.
That is very true. That is a valid argument against yourself and curling.
See?
So thank you for being on our
against
side on this argument.
enhanced man that can run faster than Usain Bolt. I'm closer to curling than that man's faster than Usain Bolt. Like, you know, that's the...
I do love that Brian Scalabrine challenge.
That's what it is. I'll say I'm closer to curling than that guy will probably ever be I'm faster than Usain Bolt.
So the reference I just gave, Brian Scalabrine, a former NBA player, was a bench man his entire career, didn't really do much in the NBA, so he got trashed on a lot. And his comment was, I am much closer to LeBron James than you are to me. So he put out a challenge to all these D1 athletes who weren't in the NBA or former athletes saying, come play me in one-on-one. And he held this big event. These aren't exact numbers, but he outscored everybody he played something like 115 to 12 or something like that.
Well, I mean, and this is also like him playing back-to-back games. It wasn't like, oh, he's like, I'm not doing it, this, and that. Like, it was like he would play somebody, and then he would play somebody else, and then he would play somebody. So it was like game after game after game after game. So I was like, if he can still beat you that badly after playing 6 one-on-one games with very physical and what we'd call gifted athletes, like, his statement stands.
So it's... Yes, this whole thing where I can run as fast as Usain Bolt and have no proof or whatever. It's like, no, Usain Bolt is right now in a class of his own. And the reason I bring up the enhanced Olympics is because I'm here for it. I want a bunch of science experiments just running around a track trying to beat Usain Bolt's record and run faster than the speed of light. I am 100% here for it. Go for it.
I mean, it's like the Daniel Tosh joke. Like, let's get the most scientifically created athlete that we can. Just like, don't be mad when we don't care when your body literally just explodes because you have so many different things going on. Like, it's just, yeah, sorry, bud. Like, you knew what you're getting into.
I mean, that's your prerogative if you want to do that. But I equate this back to baseball in the 90s where all these guys, and I'm going to say allegedly because a lot of them have not admitted to doing it or been found guilty of.
Has the proof been there? We can't accuse
so
people
allegedly, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire might have confessed. Jose Canseco might have confessed. I'm not sure. Sammy Sosa. I don't think he ever did confess, which is why he's not really celebrated because the owner of the Cubs, I don't think, wants him back because he never admitted to doing steroids or whatever. Pretty sure that's a thing as well. So, but that was the height of the MLB when these guys were roided out of their minds, cranking home runs, 70 plus home runs a year, having the battle home run race. Like, everybody was there for it. And then they stopped it. And now it's like, nobody really cares about baseball.
Do you know the same thing happened with NASCAR?
Steroids?
Dale Earnhardt.
Wait, what?
Jeff Gordon. Steroids. Yeah. That's why the 90s in NASCAR, perfect.
Ran crazy laps.
Crazy.
Those cars weren't actually have engines. They were running like the Flintstones. They were fucking running that fast.
Same
like it was fucking crazy.
That was the golden era of NASCAR. Steroids. You didn't know that.
Ferrari?
That's a fun fact that I just made up.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Both feet just go through the floor.
All right, I got this.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, we're getting that way.
They reach outside, lift the car up like they're in a boxcar, and just start.
They just have handles in there. They got it. They know what they're doing.
So I'm curious to see if this actually happens. I think it's a promotional thing, like a publicity stunt. I don't think it's actually going to happen. However, if it does, I'm 100% here because I want to see the crazy ass people who are going to do whatever they have to do to beat Usain Bolt's record at this thing. But I'm afraid somebody, here's the kicker though. Somebody is probably going to have a heart attack on the track or in the field. Like, I want
do you want to win or do you not?
That's the thing.
Like, loser?
Like, I want the fifth row at the far end of the hammer throw to be scared that they're gonna be hit with that hammer.
Well, there's like, it's cool to see, like, it's like it's a social experiment. Like, we want to see where with like, help humans could go, but at the same time, it's just like, if you have to dope up that much to like beat just a regular dude. It's kind of sad because, like, let's just give Usain Bolt steroids. Now he's running a 5-second 100 meter. That's way more impressive than your 9.2.
I'm all for it as well.
Yeah, like it's one of those things. Like, there's always that upper bounds of like what the human body can do, and you have those very special cases. Like, and it's just like, oh yeah, I could dope up and like cheat and get there, but the fact is you had to do that just to beat just a regular guy. Like, just someone who, like, maybe they're very physically gifted and they have, like, an anatomy that, like, unfortunately is, like, not very common. And they got it. But still, it's like, that's just a regular dude. And you had to, like, just cheat to get there. It's, like, it's not very impressive anymore. It's like, oh, cool, man. You got it.
Well, the sad thing is that I think, and again, this is all allegedly, a lot of those guys are doping anyway. Because
there's
they,
probably some
But
like,
they're like doing everything just right on the line.
either that or they are cycling on and off. So it's like, and if you get tipped off that there's a test, right? It's like, hey guys, drug test is coming. Just be ready,
I mean,
be
yes,
prepared.
There is that.
Then they cut their cycle and then, hey, I'm clean. I never did it. It's like,
there is that level to it. Yes. Like I think in any professional sport, like there's probably some level of you try to get every edge you possibly can, no matter what. And whether that's from HGH, PEDs, like, you know, HGH is a PED, but like you're going to do it. But at the same time, like, I just like, it's like, I would not care for it anymore. Cause like, I'm like, yeah, well, it really wasn't me. Like I broke all of the rules just to try and get here. And it's a pride thing. It's their livelihood. You know, maybe they don't really care, and that's fine. But it's just like, well, it really wasn't me. And I would personally just lose, like, oh yeah, well, fuck it. Like I have a gold medal or 17 of them, but it's kind of just me, not me. I got to the point where I could race, but then I was too afraid to lose my edge, so then I started cheating, and then just to stay relevant.
yeah, I mean, there's a whole mental and like political thing with sports, and we don't really need to get into that right now, but
He's taking PEDs right now.
performance enhancing.
Drunk.
Yes.
Oh,
That I was trying to figure out what the D would be.
God, I really had to figure that
You
one out.
saved that one.
Yeah, no.
I saved that. He didn't save it.
What?
So I'm curious.
You're still on like thin ice from your horrible review.
Oh, shut up.
Where's the
Terrible rating.
do you have the bad joke? Oh, are you booing?
You guys are just upset because I'd be better at curling than you
love
without
it.
my PEDs.
I am curious how they're going to actually try to market this, though. Like, how are you going to market it and get people who's going to pick this thing up and actually like watch it? But
It's gonna be
like,
a curiosity thing. It's like, okay, I might want to see it, but it's gonna fall flat after a while. Like, oh yeah, oh cool. It's the same thing with any sport though. Like like hammer throw, shot put, discus, javelin. You're not seeing very large bounds of like improvement. It's very minimal. And same thing with sprints, the mile. Like we have approached what the human body can do outside of incredibly small outliers. And so like, oh yeah, wow, the mile, it's at 357 now. Pretty cool. Oh, next year 356.59. Oh, that's pretty. Like you just kind of lose interest because like you're getting minimal gains, and like then everyone's like, well, it's because the timing was off. And that's because he was using this specific shoe that was banned a year later because it was giving them advantage because it gave him more potential energy. And it just everyone stops caring. Why? Because it's like we've already kind of reached that point.
They have done that with the marathon shoe.
Yes,
Like they took.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with the golf balls. Like when the Pro V1 came around, they saw a significant increase. Like there's data on the longest or average drive amongst a Pro Tour dropped significantly, went up significantly since the Pro V1 got introduced. And then I had the same thing with this like Nike Vapor Fly, I think is, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's got like a carbon fiber or something like that, something in the insole of the shoe that makes it like springy. And
So,
so,
you got
they
more
were like,
energy that you put in.
yeah, it was like an extra like 30% of extra energy that they put into it, they were getting out rather than losing it. And they saw a significant decrease. And I think they're still allowing the shoe right now, but
Are you sure? I thought they banned it. There's
don't know.
definitely a shoe that they banned in marathons.
I read it. Yeah, I read it a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know.
Here's the thing. I do like the idea of picking one random fan out of the stands at the Olympics and making him run alongside the other like competitors,
Just so everybody has
just as a frame of reference.
You know, yes, like everyone likes to talk shit, and like these are all professional athletes. This is what they do day to day. They're obviously going to be way better, and like people do lose that frame of reference. But it's the same fucking argument with the basketball. It's like, oh, I could do that. It's like, no, you really can't. Like I will literally dog walk all of these D1 athletes in consecutive form. Way more than like what would be normally allowed, and I'm still way better than all of you. Like, yeah, they're leagues above.
Well, And again, I'm just wondering how they're going to if this becomes a thing, how they're going to advertise this thing. Where is it going to be a man just like ripping his shirt off and he's just roided out of his mind, flipping over a fucking tanker? Like what are they going to do to market this thing, and like are people going to pick up on it?
I think it's just going to be a thing where like it's a novelty. Like it could catch on for a year, 2, maybe 3 at most, and they're like, oh yeah, cool, whatever, and then we're done with it, because like it's just like, oh yeah, these guys are just what's the next big science breakthrough on PEDs?
I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I don't think it's going to become a thing.
I don't think it will be.
I
either.
think legal is going to shut it down. They're going to be like, it's too dangerous. You're putting athletes at risk. Humans at
you're
risk.
promoting humans to do dangerous things.
I don't think that's even remotely where that would stop, though, because if you look at NASCAR and F1, same kind of thing. You are not guaranteed to leave that race alive because that you are in a car.
Yeah, but they do as much as they can.
It doesn't matter
to try to help
you are
them.
Still walking out with a decent fatality rate.
It's a risk, but I think you can also control. Track versus NASCAR or F1 are two very different things. A person's human body and what they put into it, you can control. You can't control what's happening on a track.
But then you also look at like football over the years. Like they've had to keep putting more and more regulations up because they've had a lot of issues. And now with like CTE being a huge issue of like these guys that have played for a decade plus on the line, and now they can't form a single sentence because they've had concussion after concussion that was ignored. And that was just regular big dudes just hitting each other. Like,
yeah, but you're not getting that in track. I'm still saying, like, you can control. If you allow somebody to just be like, oh, take as many steroids as you want, whatever.
Again,
somebody's going to go. Somebody's going to
across the whole enhancement.
Somebody's going to test it, and then their heart's going to explode.
But you don't have to do it. It's not like a stipulation of the games. Hey, if you're not on roids, you can't participate.
But that means somebody's going to push the boundaries and go way higher than anybody else.
They're
has.
always going.
But that's their in my opinion, that's their prerogative.
Well, their waiver is going to be 10 miles long.
Oh, you're signing your life away for sure.
I mean, they do that already in pro sports anyway. The NFL, if you get speared in the back and die, like no one's getting sued. You just died. It's an unfortunate thing, but like no one's getting sued for that. Like it's you signed up to play in the NFL.
Are you getting a penalty though?
You might get the penalty.
I don't know. It depends on the hit.
But like you're dead.
10 yards and a death.
Are you the quarterback? Because it's definitely a penalty if you're the quarterback.
Like, that's the thing though. Is like some of those people have suffered terrible injuries that have ruined their lives and like paralyzed, and there is no like, oh, that guy that did it, let's take, like there's you signed up, bud, sorry, like this is the NFL, you get hit hard, you kind of signed up, here's your $30 million a year contract, hopefully that pays out for the rest of your life.
Well, the reason I was bringing up advertising and marketing is because I find it interesting the way that people go about marketing their products. I think this would be interesting to see the commercials again. If it's just some hulk of a man like bench pressing a blue whale, then yeah, like that would be something very interesting. However,
we got a local blue whale over here. Let's get him on the bench.
However, one of the ad campaigns, and I'm going to call it a campaign because I don't think this was spontaneous, or what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word. It's kind of like uninfluenced. It's not natural. It's organic. That's yeah. And I don't think this was an organic thing that sprung up. But Sean, you brought up the Grimace shakes.
No, yeah. So I wanted to talk about that. Like with marketing and like doing free marketing is really more what I wanted to talk about. Is that like there's companies that put something out and then the consumer base completely blows it out of proportion and like does a whole bunch of free marketing for them, and then like they have to do nothing. And so most recently it was the Grimace Shake. And for those that don't know, it's a McDonald's promotion for one of their, I don't know what you would call it, mascots or just characters that they have.
One of their mascots.
His name's Grimace. He's the big purple guy.
What is he?
I don't know. What
is Grimace?
I have no idea what he is. But it was his birthday, and they had a purple Grimace Shake that they were promoting for that birthday. And it was on special, and people could go in and buy it. I don't know who started the trend at all. I have no research on that. I just saw the plethora of a billion social media people following it, was that they would buy the Grimace Shake, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm drinking the Grimace shake. Happy birthday, Grimace. Drink it." And then they would cut to some very wild bullshit of like they're passed out, hemorrhaging the Grimace shake onto the ground. Like I saw someone floating in a river with the purple shit around them. People finding abandoned buildings. So like there's purple shit there, and then like you see some eyes in the darkness dart away. It was like a weird marketing campaign where like all of these TikTokers or social media stars would do this, and then more people would go and buy the Grimace shake and do the same thing. So like I don't think that McDonald's really cared too much. Like you would say it's a negative connotation for the whole brand, but a lot of people went and bought it.
Can you imagine how many extra shakes they sold because of that?
A fuck ton. Because it's funny. My favorite TikTok guy, he did it. It was I want to do it too. Like record me like seizing out on my Grimace shake, and that's all it was.
It's, again, I call it a campaign. I don't think it was organic. I think that McDonald's knew about this the whole time. I do think I saw a video, and I have not 100% fact checked this, but that they were working with an ad agency. Somebody probably came up with this idea, and like a TikToker, like a famous TikToker, and he did it. And then the ad campaign said, we need to lean into this. We need to do more of this.
I mean, it worked out because like you saw, it was full on stream of it. Like,
Did you wish him a happy birthday?
I did. Because I didn't want him to come to me.
Huh?
So
he was kidnapping these people.
Another.
Do you think he's upset?
He
Because
was very upset.
I mean, it's 2023. I have in my 30 years, I have never seen anybody wish him a happy birthday except for this year.
That's the other end of this campaign, though, is because then at the end of it, you saw people post pictures of like probably an early 80s Grimace. And they was like, he looks so cute and he's very sad. And they're like, I'm so sorry, Grimace. I didn't mean to be mean. And they'd post a picture of me and happy. Like, Grimace is happy.
Grimace is a taste bud?
I'm going to need to look that one up. That just doesn't sound right.
I'm sorry. What? I need some explanation.
So McDonald's, by the way, like the new generation, the youngest generation, doesn't know anything about Ronald McDonald or Grimace or
They didn't
Mayor
watch The Founder on Netflix?
or Mayor
Are you kidding
They've
me?
never been to McDonald's land.
or Mayor McCheese or the nugget, the
Hamburglar.
the chicken nugget thing,
The
Whatever
Hamburglar.
the fuck that was.
or the bird that promoted breakfast, the early bird or whatever.
yeah.
Like they don't know any, or the Hamburglar. They like the new generation doesn't know anything about any of these characters, which actually blows my mind. Because do you remember the?
Well, because there was a bridge. So when we were kids, it was those. That was their personal mascots, and then we hit the Disney era, and then it was brand deal. Oh, you have the fucking Mulan, whatever that fucking sauce was that then Rick and Morty made. The Szechuan sauce, or whatever the fuck it was. Like, it was always brand deals after. I was like, oh, we have this Disney movie. Oh, this really fun, cool thing here. And it turned into brand deals. You forgot about the McDonald's mascots because you had the brand deal after brand deal after brand deal.
I just thought it was crazy that they have no idea. Because do you remember the documentary Super Size Me, where the dude eats McDonald's?
Yes, that was when we were in high school and they wanted us to not be fat.
Yeah, and they showed kids pictures of like Jesus, and they didn't know who Jesus was, or like George Washington, and they didn't know who George Washington was. But as soon as Ronald McDonald was shown, it's like Ronald, and they like freaked out, right? Yeah. So the fact that, and I get it, McDonald's hasn't used those in their marketing in a very long time. Do you guys remember? You guys might not know this. McDonald's had a production studio that made movies for McDonald's with all of the characters.
Yeah, they did TV shows. They did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, with like the Ronald McDonald and like his gang. And that's the only reason I learned how to get out of a maze as a child. Because one of the movies was like, hey, put your right hand on the wall and just keep walking around the maze until you find your way out.
Thanks, Ronald.
You know what? This double cheeseburger was fucking worth it. I got out of there. Like, hey, I'll take another Big Mac. It's fine.
After I got out of that maze, I got on my knees and I prayed to Ronald. Thank you so much, Ronald, for saving my life.
My Lord and Savior, Ronald McDonald. Please, Ray Kroc, I need this.
Please deliver me from this maze.
I need to get out of here.
But others did that too. I think Burger King did that. Like Noid. Like there's the video game Noid, which was Domino's.
Yeah.
Like they made video games in the sneak.
No, Burger King made a large slew of video games with the Burger King that didn't do terribly, but it was just kind of wild. You're like, what the fuck is this? It was the Burger King.
I want to know if, are we the only ones that remember this? I want to know if you asked how many.
Anyone younger than us probably does not.
Oh,
because
well, no,
that was
I know,
very
but
cusp
people
of
older
it.
than us, like who actually remembers this stuff? Because that, in James, who was on the podcast in our chat, goes, "Oh my god, a fever dream."
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like that was real, but it was.
Pocket Bike Racer,
Yep.
Sneak King, and Big Bumpin'.
Yeah.
What consoles did that? One of those came out on
Xbox 360.
Xbox 360.
Xbox, yeah.
That was an Xbox 360 exclusive.
Yeah, no, it was
Ooh. and it had Xbox Live. I don't remember that.
All of those
Which one could you play Xbox
the
Live on?
pocket racers. You were on like little motorbikes.
No.
Also, $4 game.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Today?
$4
Or back then?
No,
back
man,
then
those
you-
are probably
you could
expensive
win those
now.
with your meal.
Yeah.
So
could
that
get
was-
'em-
You could get them with
Yeah.
your fucking meal.
Dude,
Burger King, like
Imagine them hanging out copies of GTA now. Here you go, kid.
as shitty as,
go shoot some prostitutes. I don't know.
as shitty as Burger King was, they leaned heavily into any popular meta they get. So like my biggest one I remember was the early, like literally Pokemon 2000. I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
Yeah.
But they had the promotion where you could get a Pokeball with a golden fucking card in it, and it was like Mewtwo, all of the start, like,
Yeah.
so kids would just flock to it because they wanted that shitty golden card.
Dude,
They always leaned into it. They never didn't.
Some of the toys that you could get from McDonald's became crazy collector's items. The one I remember specifically was Inspector Gadget. And they sold it to you in pieces.
Yeah,
where it was like, I got his left leg.
I gotta get his,
I got his top hat.
Yep.
Now I got his trench coat. And it's like, and then I'd get his trench coat again. And then I'd get another top hat. And I'm just like, where's this other, where are the other pieces of his body? Like, I
it's,
gotta get him.
it's just like the Monopolies. They're like, I'm fucking tired. I've had I've had this Pennsylvania Street for years
Looking
now.
for
I'm tired.
Boardwalk forever.
The word that is a crazy documentary as well. McMillions
good.
on,
Yeah.
I think it was on HBO, right? About the McDonald's
yeah.
monopoly.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched that, it's an interesting watch as
Super
well.
good.
But going back to just the organic campaigns, Logan Paul, I saw a video of him come out, and his drink Prime.
Yep.
He was talking about, so him and KSI, who's his business partner, we did a photo shoot for Prime. Somebody photoshopped it. And the way that they were drinking made it look like KSI or Logan, one or the other, were on their knees and about to do something inappropriate to the other one, right?
Oh, great.
And then, so Logan Paul reposted it. He thought it was hilarious, and he reposted it. And he's like, hey, that post of whoever photoshopped it, 20 million views. Then I repost it and say, who did this? 15 million views. Then we made it into an actual like cutout thing and put it in a store. Somebody else took a picture of it. 10 million. And they're like, we got 30 million people to see this thing from something we didn't even do. Somebody did it for us, and then we leaned into it, and then we got all the
No bad publicity.
exactly. It's all,
fucking hate that.
dude. It's all how you spin it.
It's bad publicity anyway.
It's all how you spin it. By the way, I do think it's crazy that the FDA, or I think that was the organization, it was some government organization, is now starting to try to crack down on Prime because the amount of caffeine in it is terrible for children.
Well, didn't they say it was 6 times the amount of cup of coffee?
I don't know. You'd have to look that one up, but I truly think that they're cutting into Gatorade and all of these other like sports drinks bottom lines, and they're sending people saying, hey, you should look into these guys.
Sorry.
Very much like I think Facebook also.
So apparently the drink contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is the equivalent of more than 2 cups of coffee, 2.5 cans of Red Bull, 6 cans of Coca-Cola. So there's a lot of
Jeez.
caffeine within the drink, which is fine. But I don't see how that cuts into the Gatorade market where there's literally 0 caffeine in Gatorade.
No, I think
What is it supposed to be?
Because
It's an energy
they're
drink.
because they're worried about children. They're saying that it looks too fun for children because children don't want to drink Red Bull. They want to drink Prime instead. And now they're
Well,
like,
to be fair, Logan Paul has made his entire career off of kids under the age of 18.
okay, so if that's the case, but again, you can't penalize the drink for that. Then fine, we just say not for children on the label. Like what's the big deal?
What are you gonna?
Like, what are you going to regulate? You're going to tell me I can't sell Prime because it has caffeine in it? Why don't you go talk to coffee? Why don't you go talk to Coke? Why don't you go talk
much is
to
in
Red
it?
Bull?
So like 200. So a cup of coffee
How
is
much
like
is a Red Bull? It's two. Did that say 2.5 cans? No, that's it right there. 2.5 cans. No, just go back.
111. So it's gonna be 2.
Yeah.
It's a little less than 2 cans of Red Bull.
Okay, that's fine, but caffeine is not illegal. You're just mad because kids are drinking it, but kids are going to drink whatever like their parents allow them to drink. So it's on the parents. Like, I don't understand how the government can come in and just be like, "Oh, you can't sell Prime now because it has caffeine in it."
I'm not saying the government has to. I'm saying there's
But they are.
There is a level of like maybe you should not. Like, yeah, bro, I got this new fucking hot drink, tastes delicious, 500 milligrams caffeine. Your heart by the time you're 30 explodes. Fuck you. Why? They just drank it because they're impressionable young people. They're gonna do anything that's cool. I want to be like this guy that's been,
But
weirdly cool since I was a kid, and now here I am.
If it's because like does Red Bull advertises the caffeine in their drink, right? It's advertised as an energy drink.
Yes,
If they're
it
saying
is.
like, "Hey, you're not advertising this as an energy drink," fine, then advertise it as an energy drink. Problem solved. But I don't know what
I don't know what they advertise
can
it
do.
as. I've honestly never even seen it in a fucking store, so I have
have-
no
It's
idea.
down in Florida.
It's
a lot,
tasty.
I can tell you
No,
that.
it's here in
Yeah.
Indy. You can go
No,
to.
no, I'm telling you, it's prevalent down in Florida.
Yeah, you
when I
can-
was down in Florida, there was a kid in a store that goes, "Mom, I want Prime," and I'm like, "Oh God, I could see like."
Yeah.
I've literally never
I could
seen
see
it.
it happen.
I've seen
It's-
it online. I've never seen it in an
Well,
actual store.
and here's the thing: Gatorade, like a traditional Gatorade, 200, 300 calories, something like that. It's some
Yeah.
Prime 25 calories, no added sugars, whatever. They just put caffeine in it,
but it's
and now all of a sudden they're the devil because they put caffeine in it.
it's a
like-
different thing though. Like, while I will say Gatorade is not in the clear, I'm saying Gatorade was meant from a sports recovery drink. They never were like, oh my God, like we aren't just, we know how much is in there. They've never lied about the calorie count. It was like, oh yeah, it's the Florida Gators. That's the whole fucking point of that drink was like, we're in the fucking hot southern sun. We're sweating like dogs. We need to replenish the sodium, all the other bullshit in there. So like when you make a drink like that, it's going to be high calorie count because you've lost a lot. They've never lied about that.
No, but they don't
they've
advertise the
also-
amount of sugar in it. Like it's not a healthy
No,
drink.
because sugar doesn't make you fat. Sugar literally does not make you fat. It's the calories in that makes you fat. All right, you guys can both lie. You can try about this one, but sugar does not make you fat.
I want you to eat a diet of just purely sugar.
Aaron, me and you could eat the same diet, and I can guarantee you, with my activity level versus yours, I would not gain the same amount of weight that you do.
Well, what do you think? Well, okay, we're not going to do this.
No,
today
we can't because I want to. Because like
I don't think you know what my activity level is.
it's not mine. I can tell you that right now. 100%, it's not mine. Please tell me what do you work out? How many days a week do you work out?
5.
5? Do you?
Yes.
Like hard workouts?
Yes, I lift every day.
But do you actually lift every day?
So, okay, if we want to get into this, yes, I had surgery on my wrist, so that kind of took me out for a little while, and I wasn't
I'm not
eating
even
clean.
talking
So
about-
yeah,
I'm not talking about this surgery. Before your surgery, there's a very difference between our physiques.
yes, dude, you could not even get close to my weight just because of your body type. It doesn't matter what you do. You could eat like me and not work out, and you still couldn't get close to my body
I
type.
could, but
No, you couldn't.
I could
Zero chance you could.
easily could.
Zero chance. Okay, then do it.
I don't want to. I don't
Exactly.
want to be fucking 200 pounds.
You could, but you couldn't do it.
I could do it, but I have always worked out. That's the difference. Is I do not want to get that fucking big.
Dude, you could not get to my size. You couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
That's like
kind
how-
of argument.
That's not even true because there's
It
people that
is.
are smaller than me that get way above your body size. And what's their argument? Oh, they
You've
couldn't
been
do it
slim your entire life.
because I've been active my entire life.
Ooh.
Okay.
You never used to be this big.
I have always been bigger than most. I have always been bigger than most. When I
met you in college, you didn't look like this.
Yeah.
Because why? You were fucking hell
No,
active.
I've always
You were a college athlete.
No, I've always ate the same way though. That's the thing is, yeah, okay, my activity level's gone down, but I've never been your size. I've never been as small as you are. I'm not talking height. I'm talking about like just BMI.
Never been 160 pounds?
Yeah, when I was in fucking a freshman in high school, maybe.
I don't believe that.
I think everybody. I think everybody's body is different, and we all take nutrients in differently, and we are all unique and wonderful human beings.
That's bullshit. You can easily maintain what you need to maintain. You can go.
No, I
it.
could, but I have to eat very clean and have a very active lifestyle in order to stay as lean as what you are.
Gee whiz, would you look at the
What
time?
the fuck? You're making me seem like I can just eat like dog shit and stay the same. I can't.
No, you'll gain weight,
That's what I'm saying.
but you're not going to gain as much weight as I would.
If I ate the same amount of calories as you, I would gain the same fucking amount of weight as you. It's a bullshit argument, honestly. It really is. And you can boo me as much as you want.
No,
I'm booing everybody.
He's booing us both.
I'm booing everybody. Let's move on.
No, that's fine. I think it's actually that time of the night. Is it? Yeah.
It is. It is. We're on to it.
What time of the night
move
is
on. It is the last call.
Let's call.
We'll work on that one.
Call for alcohol
I did the little
this
double tap where it
Yeah.
like turned on and on.
Double tap. It's a good perk.
Drink up, drink up, drink up, and order again.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Last Call on the Last Call podcast, where every week we do a little something different. This week is brought to us by Sean. Speaking of double tap, Call of Duty zombie reference. I don't know why I started thinking about this. Do you remember Advanced Warfare Call of Duty where you could like had the exoskeleton and could like do like super jumps and shit?
Dodge, do this, yeah.
I don't know why I had a flashback or even a fucking dream about a specific Call of Duty map, and it was a zombies map. It was the Advanced Warfare Exoskeleton Zombies map.
Oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. There was the Exoskeleton Zombies map because it wasn't called like zombies, it was called something else.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look up like Call of Duty Zombies map, it does not show up. And I was like, I swear to God that, dude, I did so much research and I finally found it. So, fun fact, I don't know if that anybody else played that. I feel like we did. but
Congratulations.
Just something.
I'm proud of you. I'm glad
Dude,
you
no.
scratched your...
It proved.
itch.
I proved to myself that I wasn't crazy, and
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. So, Sean, what did you bring us for last call?
It's similar to, was it 3 months ago, 2 months ago? Whatever the shitty movie descriptions I had. Now it's shitty book descriptions. And I had to pick books. These two people do not read at all outside of what their job entails. You know, you guys aren't picking up.
No.
Oh,
I read on the beach.
What did you read?
I read it was about the Indianapolis 500.
Okay,
And to be fair, I knew 3/4 of the information in there as
so
well.
it wasn't useful. All right, so they do not pick up books just to read for pleasure. They may pick up a book that might pique their interest on something I already knew everything about, and so it's not even worth it. So I picked shitty book descriptions on books that they should have read throughout school or are very, very popular pop culture
Charlotte's
books that they should know because they are prevalent. They may have been made into movies, all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read these shitty movie or book descriptions, and then they have to figure out what the book was based off that description.
Let's do it.
So these first couple, I really hope they fucking land because I know they are at least one of them's not a part of regular book club, but the rest of them are. And I've been in school, so I know that. The first one is English schoolboys form rival gangs and beat each other up.
Schoolboys.
So, what books take place in England?
It is taking place in
Harry
England.
Potter.
It just
That's a
happens to be English
And they
people.
beat each other up. and their gangs.
English
I mean, you could
schoolboys
say
form rival gangs.
Harry Potter they're kind of like
But see,
gangs. They're houses, but they're kind of like gangs.
I feel like I want to say
And they play Quidditch, which you get beat.
Here's the problem that I'm going to run into is I think I'm going to say Harry Potter for 90% of these. So-
I would hope
so
that you don't,
I-
because that is not applicable on any of them.
I
So
think
I'm gonna go ahead.
We're
and say,
gonna go with Harry Potter.
No, I'm gonna stop you there. Harry Potter is not an answer. I
On
did not
any
choose
of
Harry
these?
Potter on any of them.
All right, I'm doubling down. It's Harry Potter.
He's lying. He's like, it's a trap.
Harry Potter is not an answer because it's not one of them. I chose Harry Potter to not be remotely close to any of these because it'd be like I saw all the descriptions and everyone would be, oh yeah, Harry Potter. This would have been an elementary school to middle school book that I remember at least me and Warner had to read.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the Missouri fucking lifestyle was like. Maybe
We read a lot of Mark Twain for some reason.
that makes sense. So maybe you didn't read this one.
Samuel Clemens, as we like to call him in Missouri. Good old Sam.
All right, do you want me to just leave
Yeah,
this one
go-
out?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
It's
this one.
Lord of the Flies.
No, never read it.
That really is a shitty title. I spark noted that one, but
I never read that one.
You
No,
had
it's
to read
like-
that one.
I didn't.
In Warren, you
That's-
had to read that.
Well, I didn't.
it was a sign. Well, it was a
The
sign.
crazy
It was,
thing is, Sean, I didn't.
I think you did. You probably just don't remember.
no,
No.
I also didn't read it. That doesn't mean it wasn't a sign.
No, it was not assigned. I never read that one.
I see that one. That really is, in my opinion, that is a
that's
shitty
almost
one.
an elementary school level book.
Like, no, because it's a bunch of kids on essentially an island, and they have to form
English
a colony.
schoolboys forming
I-
gangs
see-
that fight each other. It's wild.
Well, that happens within the book. I did not. The English is what threw me because I didn't realize that they were English. And again, I didn't read the book, but
Anyhow, Spark Notes didn't cover
All
that.
right,
Next
well,
one.
0
Next
for
one.
1.
Spark
0
Notes
for
didn't
1.
tell me
All
they were
right. So
English.
this one is it is a book, but you didn't read it in school. But I'm hoping you get the fucking description because it's
my
very
God.
specific. Futuristic zoo owners learn the value of a good electrician.
Electric Circus.
Okay,
That's a cartoon, right?
value of a good electrician. My thought process is, man, I'm gonna sound real like an idiot here.
Can you read it one more time?
Futuristic zoo owners learn the value of a good electrician.
You know what I was thinking? I hate it that I'm gonna say this, but it's basically Jurassic Park. But I know that's not a book.
I need an answer.
Could it be
a book?
a book?
I mean, I'm sure it could.
Jurassic
be a book.
Park.
You're right.
Oh,
Wow.
it was a book.
It was a 1990. It was released in 1990, and then the first movie I believe was
93, something like that.
something like that. Yeah. No, but it was a book before it was a movie.
Oh, I
So it
didn't know
was
that.
Jurassic Park. Yes, you're correct.
How many sounds do we have?
Enough.
One
The
page,
next one,
2 pages, 3 pages.
all of them. Your personal tour of the afterlife, most inclusive locale.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is that? Last
One more
part?
time.
Your personal tour of the afterlife's most inclusive locale. And I only read this in high school.
Low
Like-
calorie, like
You
pine.
read this in high school?
I had to read this in high school.
I did not read
I feel
this.
like it was pretty. I didn't read any books in high school. I
I
actually,
know for a fact I did not
I wrote a
read this.
paper on a book, and my teacher goes,
I did not.
I don't fucking believe you.
I did not.
I went to the same
Dude.
school as you.
Crazy thing is, I probably took a different English class than you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
wrote-
did.
You
I-
were a smart kid. You took the AP English class.
I wrote an analysis of one of the books that was assigned to reading, and I turned it in, and I got a decent grade on it. And my teacher was like, "Hey, you did a good
Did
job."
you also pay
And
for
I
that
was-
degree?
And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't read the book." And she was like one of the teachers that I knew pretty well in high school, and she was like, "You don't ever tell me that again." Yeah, it's just like, don't ever tell me that. Afterlife.
Your personal tour of the afterlife's most inclusive locale.
I wanted to say it was something Charles Dickens, like is that like a Christmas Carol, like where they take you through the afterlife?
Based
Or
on Sean's face,
it's
I'm going
a-
to say that's a no.
it's a Wonderful Life, or
It's a wonderful life.
He takes you through like what it was like if you were dead.
In the
You know.
1960s in the Christmas time. No, it has nothing to do with Christmas at all.
Boy, this is a bad game
This is
for
not
us,
a
huh?
good segment.
This is a bad game for us, huh?
Right. You'll get some. I pray to God you get some of these because I
Well,
picked
you
the
know
most
what?
Well, the
popular.
scary thing is, you started. You said these first four. I hope you get.
You've been outed in the chat by Nick. Sean, we quit AP English.
I quit my senior year and I still read the books. So it's
You've
all right.
been outed.
Just because I quit senior year doesn't
Okay,
mean anything.
okay,
I
okay.
wanted to avoid the teacher.
Let's not prolong this any longer. What's
Dante's Inferno.
we did not have to read that one. I know what it
I
is.
didn't read that.
Oh, I mean, okay. You have the 7 layers of hell, right?
Yeah,
That-
I know
that's what it
about
is.
that. I
Like,
now that you say it, I know what it is, and I know the premise of it, and I know that fact about it. Other than that, couldn't tell you anything about
that one was never actually assigned to us, but it was something that was discussed in classes. We just never had actually read it.
Never read it.
Okay, you guys are fucking Jesus Christ. The next one.
Should have read about weight loss, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Apparently, Aaron would have been wrong on that because he can't be as thin as I am. Fuck.
How to Lose Weight by Only Eating Sugar by Sean.
Technically, it's calories in, calories out. Just saying.
All right, what's the next? What's the next one?
Jesus, you guys are both retarded. He wasn't born to be wild, but he sure was raised to be.
Raised by Wolves.
Dances with Wolves.
That's a movie. That's a movie.
Based on a book? Question mark.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's based on a book. That's a movie though.
All right, read it one more. Read it one more time. We get 2 reads, and then we have to.
He wasn't born to be wild. ... But he sure was raised to be! ! ! ! ! ! !
Can you use the title in a sentence?
No, because it gives it away. It gives us a very fucking. You guys have seen a movie about this for sure.
Okay.
A Disney movie about it for sure.
Tarzan.
Oh, I didn't know Tarzan was a book. It's not Tarzan.
There might be a bear in it and maybe a panther.
A Jungle Book.
Oh,
okay.
holy shit! Wow. Oh my god! And fun fact for
We were so confident in Tarzan.
The ending is way more depressing in the book. The panther goes and kills everybody that rejects Mowgli. So it's a little different.
Mowgli becomes the mob boss. Hey, Panther.
Yeah,
everyone.
No, everyone dies because he just kills them because they reject him. Next one, I swear to God, if you don't get this, because I know you've referenced this before, and I swear to God, I will beat the shit out of you. Him, I have no idea. He's Missouri raised, can't trust his silver dollar city ass.
Is
If it ain't Mars.
is it the history of the Indianapolis 500?
It's not, but it's something you should know. If I said one word, you would get it. And
but you can't use that.
I can't use it because I give it
all right.
away.
Yep.
A desert harlot starts a slave labor camp.
Star Wars.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong. You are incredibly wrong. A desert harlot starts a slave labor camp.
I am so not well read.
This is a very
You don't say.
popular fucking book that was put into a movie when we were all teenagers that we were like, that's a pretty good fucking movie.
Oh, is it Holes?
Yes, it's Holes.
Who's the harlot? Oh,
The fucking
lady-
lady who owns the camp.
The lady that literally said, "I'm tired of digging, Grandpa," or whatever.
If I said
I'm
Zeroni,
tired of this,
he'd be like,
Grandpa.
oh, Hector Zeroni? I got it.
Well, I would have gotten Cerrone.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
The
Hey,
harlot,
I got
harlot
it.
threw me.
I got it. I had to think about it.
The next one you guys should get just because of a very largely
Okay, to be
popular
fair-
movie adaptation of the book within the last year and a half.
Hunger Games.
I left that one out.
Damn it.
This one, that's also not a year and a half. That was a long time ago. What the fuck, dude?
Time flies by when you're isolated during COVID. Am I right?
Thompson's like Internet Explorer. He's still learning.
No, he's
He
big.
just
This man
learned
is
Obama
big.
became president.
Is that-
Oh, what the fuck?
Is that not one of your sounds? The loading.
You have
No, I don't have
the
that.
Thompson sound.
Oh, we made sure to put that one in there. You're welcome.
So this was a largely popular movie the last year and a half. One planet's psychedelics are another planet's interdimensional navigation tools. Thus, a new war on drugs begins.
Oh man,
Avatar.
that's where my mind was going.
There's no war on drugs. What are they going for? Yeah, maybe Avatar. I haven't seen the second one, so
It's not Avatar.
fuck.
The
I wasn't gonna guess Avatar anyway. So
the Bernstein Bears, the trilogy.
no, this one seems reasonable. Like I should get.
Do I need to throw one singular actor or actress out for you to get it?
No, sure, go for it.
Timothy Chalamet.
Willy Wonka.
No, that's like the most recent thing ever. That movie hasn't even aired yet. What the fuck? I'm talking about a year and a half ago. And during the pandemic, you could, if you were an HBO Max subscriber, you could watch.
One more time.
I'm gonna say was he in Dune? Dune.
It's Dune.
Okay, I've never read that book. I've never read that book.
It's Dune.
It's literally Dune.
Yes, and that's the answer.
Okay.
That was if you would have said.
I don't know what that is. So
I know it's a movie.
Dune?
I heard it
No,
wasn't like as good
I'm
as
sorry.
like what it was hyped up to be.
What,
It's-
as
it's
the 80s fucking movie on it?
No, I heard it was just kind of like like I don't know.
It was a good movie. The book is super long though, so that's why I have to make multiple of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, the next one. You guys really fucking suck at this. This is bad. This is
how you felt during herd mentality.
dude. The herd mentality.
this thing that only I know. I can't believe you guys don't get it.
No. These idiots are this many idiots. Like shit. That's why I don't want to be along to the herd. Anyway, eccentric drug addict makes condescending remarks to the policeman at every turn.
Deadpool. Sorry, I'm saying movies.
Yeah,
These aren't movies.
Once again, eccentric drug addict makes condescending remarks to the policeman at every turn.
All right, Aaron, these are books. Books.
Well, to be fair, our saving grace is that a lot of these books have been turned into movies.
Yeah,
So,
but
Deadpool was a comic, so
yes,
it's not a book.
I know it's
Just
not
throwing
a
that
book.
out there.
Drug addict.
eccentric as well.
Eccentric. Wealthy, maybe.
Yes.
Wildly
wealthy?
eccentric
Question
man.
mark.
It's not the Great Gatsby.
I don't think he was drug addict.
And he didn't-
They drank
What
a lot
and what
during
but-
Prohibition.
Yeah, but what policeman? I don't know. Sean's looking at us like it might be the Great Gatsby. I don't think it's the Great Gatsby. Okay, shaking his
It
head.
is
No,
not.
it's not the Great
I was
Gatsby.
like, no, it's not the Great Gatsby at all.
He's tricking us. It is the Great Gatsby.
I will give you a lifeline. Robert Downey Jr.
It's not Iron Man. Iron Man's a comic.
That's his only fucking movie. Come on, boys.
No, it's only Iron Man.
Is Iron Man a book?
No, it's a comic.
That's what I just said.
I said
That's
it's
what I
not
said.
a comic.
Yeah.
What other movie was he in that was not a comic book? That was
Sherlock Holmes.
Ah,
holy
yeah.
shit. The boy's done it.
Watson.
Yeah. Jesus.
I just felt like my parents just were like, "Good job, son."
Does it?
That's how I just
all right.
felt.
Yes, it was
Sherlock has a catchphrase,
Sherlock
doesn't he?
Holmes. It was Sherlock
By
Holmes.
golly,
Yes.
he's done it.
I still have like 5 more of these. This is painful.
All right, maybe we do. Maybe
You know
two.
what?
Nope,
Next
we're
week
going
we're
through the
gonna
whole
do
list.
something where like only
doing-
he and I know this, and we're just gonna sit here and berate you about. Oh, I can't believe you don't know this.
What, you gotta run me-
I can't believe you,
You
don't
gonna run
know
me through
this.
the ME
What?
structure?
Yeah,
oh,
what?
sorry,
Yeah.
little small math. Hey, fuck, dude.
We're just going to talk mechanical engineering curriculum. And just, what class do you learn about this in? Go ahead. Next one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. A tale of near
The
kidnappings,
Tale of Two Cities.
bribery via Turkish candy, and underage boys leading armies. A book for children, of course.
Oh, I know this. Wardrobe.
Turkish. Yeah, Turkish delight.
Yeah.
Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Okay. That.
Wardrobe. It's a wardrobe. Yes.
Why does
Okay.
Why does Turkish?
It-
Why is
because-
Turkish that?
Delight.
Because
Wait,
Turkish delight.
Because
But
when the boy talks
He
to
gets
the queen, she
bribed
gives him
by-
Turkish delight, which is the candy.
But see, that's the obscure detail that we both remembered, right? Like you and I both lit up as soon as you said Turkish for whatever. reason.
Like even the rest of that whole series, wild. But we're not gonna get into that because you guys didn't read it.
That
saw-
one I actually did read.
I saw a movie.
You watched? You read Prince Caspian?
Yeah.
All that stuff. That's surprising for you
Mhm.
because it didn't have any cars in it. No zooms. Besides a boat that wasn't really zooming.
That's why I was able to stay awake through the whole book.
Anyway, next one. A crippled sea captain refuses to learn from his mistakes.
I that no, he's not crippled.
That's Forrest Gump. That was definitely a book.
That's Forrest Gump for sure, my guy.
I mean,
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Moby Dick.
He's correct. It's Moby Dick.
Yeah,
You
I
went
like
real
my-
hard on that one.
I do like your answer.
I like my answer.
I like your answer better.
Yeah,
However, Moby Dick.
much
All
more
right, so
fun.
for the next one, I did lie earlier, but you should get because I lied about it. But of a teenage girl beats the government system by dating her rival.
That's literally what you said earlier with Katniss Everdeen.
No, Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
Teenage girl is
Yeah. Her rival.
PETA.
Yeah. Not the Peter
or
we know.
lover.
It's same. Whatever you want to call it. All right.
Really?
We have two more.
By the way,
Two
I'm
more.
gonna throw it out there. The acting in those movies is
I never really liked him
Film
much.
critic over here, I see.
like it was good at the time, and then you go back and you watch it, and you're just like, I would not follow her at all. She's not convincing at all. So, anyways, go ahead.
We have two more. One that is a classic, one that you guys probably won't get, but I'm going to be upset you don't get it anyway because I've forced you guys to do it. Anyway. Next one. Vindictive pirates fight the perpetually immature.
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Correct.
Peter Pan.
All right, so we have one more.
See,
Uno
we've come around.
so-
We've come around.
This
Here-
one
here-
you guys
here's
won't
what-
get, though.
We've turned a corner.
hold on, real quick before we do the last one. I do actually kind of enjoy the theories around Peter Pan and Hook. And have you heard all like the theories?
I've heard a few.
Where like Hook was one of the people that Peter Pan brought to Neverland, and then realized that Peter Pan was like doing bad things, and so he became Captain Hook to fight Peter Pan. So actually, Captain Hook is the good guy.
I've heard some of it.
There's a lot of interesting theories about Peter Pan and like how you could spin the tale, and it's kind of interesting.
I'm gonna need to rewatch this.
All right, go
Last
ahead.
one.
Go play the last. Play the after music.
The last one, music. Here we go.
A group of old men overcome racial differences to take on the world's most powerful jeweler.
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 Okay, we're just gonna keep repeating that.
A group, a group of men overcome racial differences to take on the world's most powerful jeweler. Jeweler.
Powerful jeweler. Who's
The most powerful jeweler. Most powerful
Aladdin?
of all time.
Who's a jeweler? Who would be a jeweler?
One who sells and buys jewels.
I know.
Maybe crafts jewelry
I didn't say what.
that
I said
people wear.
who.
Ah.
I said
of course.
who. So it's a heist.
Okay,
a
we're
heist.
gonna use some help from our friends in the chat. It's Lord of the Rings.
Correct. It is Lord of
Why did I not
the Rings. Schaefer gets it. He gets it. He knows.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you from the chat.
Boy, that was a struggle bus if I've ever seen
God
one.
damn. Worst one ever.
Well, we've had some pretty struggle buses, but that one, we are not well read. And but thank you, Sean. I do enjoy the bad ones because I feel like an idiot every time I don't understand one. For the Last Call podcast, we'll be back next week. Anything else before we sign off?
No.
No,
Nope.
good. Okay.
All good. Thank you.
Cool.
No,
Thanks for coming.
You got to say your.
I will
Catchphrase.
once we sign on.
Well, yeah, no, that's after I stop.
Oh, okay. Sure.
For the Last Call podcast, I'm Aaron. That's Nick. That's Sean. And we hope you have a great fucking Friday.
Bye, friends.
Comes from some other beginnings, and yeah, I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home.